Hello, good evening, and welcome to Tuesday Night Live here in the Honing Block with me, Osei Ejiofor. I hope that you are all having a great, fantastic, and fabulous week. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. I'm very excited about tonight's show because tonight's show is all about success, achieving success. And the title of it is Steps to Success. The question is, how is it that you measure success? How do you measure success? Is it based on money? Is it based on what other people think? Is it based on credentials? Is it based on specific achievements? And if you have a specific focus that is your measure for success, how do you mark those steps to get there? What are the measuring criteria in order to achieve that? Well, that's something that I find is quite a common error when it comes to people wanting to achieve their goals. They say that they want to achieve something, and then you can ask them how they're going to achieve it. They haven't got the necessary building blocks in place to be able to say, yes, this is how I'm going to be successful. These are my steps to success. And we're going to be talking to someone tonight who is an author. She is a motivational speaker. She is a successful network marketer. She has won awards for public speaking. She's a motivational speaker. She is a woman of credential. Okay, she knows what she's talking about. And I'm so happy to have her with us today. And her name is Joyce Oyedele. And we're going to talk to her about her journey as an entrepreneur, her journey as an author, her journey as a motivational speaker. And we're going to try and find out if we can figure out some tangible, practical steps that we can take so that we can become more successful in the areas that we're choosing to pursue. So without any further ado, let's have a look at some of Joyce's highlights before she comes and joins us.
And we know that that's super important, and actually just trying to follow through and actually set some realistic goals for our goals. So Joyce, come and join us. Woo!
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. It's only your Saturday to be surrounded by empowering women and leave here changed. So let's get started. So as mentioned, I'm the author of Diamond Steps to Success. So before we kick off, I've got a few questions. Firstly, how many of us here have goals? Can I just see? What is success to you? Sometimes in our mind, we think success is like this, right? We want something and we're going to go straight towards it. But sometimes it doesn't work like that. In fact, it never works like that. It tends to work like this. So let's say you want...
Hello, Joyce. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you, Osei. I am so well. I just loved hearing your intro, hearing the questions that you're asking, and really just going into it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to share with you and share that.
Excellent. And we're very happy to have you. I know that you're a very, very busy lady. I know that you have many things that you're doing. So we appreciate you spending your time with us tonight. I really do. I love the banner in the background. I love it. That's just so...
You know what? I thought, is it? But I had to.
Super professional. Like, you've just taken the show to the next level. So thank you so much for that. And those people who are listening on the podcast, if you can't see anything, because some people will be listening to this back afterwards, Joyce is sitting. She's looking fabulous. Her hair is looking great. Her dress is brilliant. And then she's got a banner in the background of her book cover with another fabulous dress, hair looking good. It's like, yeah, that's just evidence. It's the same in real life. Look at that.
Give me the package.
There you go. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Some people may be watching and maybe listening that aren't sure who you are. Who is Joyce Oyedele, and how did you become a motivational speaker?
Well, thank you for the question, Osei, and I just want to say it's an honor to, feature on your podcast, on your show, on your live. And I just want to first of all say thank you. It's with a grateful heart that I participate in this. So first of all, thank you. And then hi everyone, I am Joyce Oyedele, and as just mentioned, I am so motivated and inspired by helping people reach their goal, no matter the age. And so I work with young people, but also work with older people, adults, and I am just passionate about helping people fulfill their purpose in life. Each of us are on our own race, and it's not about comparing each other, but actually equipping each other with the tools to actually run that race and fulfill that purpose. And that to me is success. So I'm just passionate about sharing value, about helping people, and running a worthwhile race.
That's excellent. I love that, equipping people to be able to run their race. That's something I am super passionate about. People that know me know this is not the only thing that I do. I do many different things, but I'm so passionate about this because I get to help people get an audience with you. People that may not otherwise have been able to hear from you, they get to hear this wisdom, they get to hear your nuggets, and they get to be better. They get that equipment to be able to run their race better. I love it. I love it. We share that passion.
100%. And I think that the world needs people that want to do that. As we journey through life, it's easy to become self-centered and, what do I want and how do I get through life? But actually, I believe real fulfillment is when you're pouring into another person, when you're pouring and you're equipping other people so they can run that race and you can run together. You don't know how long the person's going to be on the journey with you, but you know what? My purpose is to leave people better than when they first met me. So that's something that really encourages me to continue to give and share and speak and write and give value.
Brilliant. That is amazing. So tell us, how did it all begin? Your journey. You are Joyce, you're a lady, maybe, I don't know, does it start a graduation that you decide, right, I'm just going to be a motivational speaker? How did or did you get a fortune cookie or something? What happened?
Well, it didn't start from a fortune cookie, I have to say. It started from where did it even start from? I've always been passionate about just whatever I do, I try to do in my whole heart. I'm a very authentic person. Everyone that knows me knows that this is me, and I always want to lead from a place of authenticity. I always want to lead from a place of what value am I giving you, and what am I learning in the process. I want to also change for the better. So actually at university, and I studied at University of Surrey, I remember reading or listening to, do I have it here? So this book called The Purpose Driven Life. So I've got some of my personal development books with me here. And it really encouraged me to think about actually what the purpose of life is and why I'm on earth. It's not going to be forever. So actually, what am I placed here to do? What can I give? And so that's kind of where it kind of started to grow. I was part of a Christian society called Chosen, and, shared with the students while I was studying, and then grew from there. And then I started speaking just to people, and they said that you're really passionate, like your enthusiasm is very infectious. And I just, grew from there, started going Toastmasters International, and, practicing public speaking and just sharing with others, and then started competing and then won some competitions. And I just thought, do you know what? I think what I bring is the authenticity and the experience and the heart.
Wow, that's amazing. And I can feel that. I can feel just the passion and the energy and everything. And I love that. What was it like entering those competitions? So, I mean, you strike me as a confident person, right? But maybe there are people out there who they want to become a motivational speaker, but they would never dream of entering a competition, right? So what was that experience like? And what would you advise somebody who maybe should enter a competition like that? Like, is that something everybody should do, or is that,
what a question. I think that's a really, really good question, Osi. And when you say about confidence, that's really interesting, because I realize confidence is a gradual thing, and, you know, you grow in different areas. So it's not every area a person might be confident in, but actually just targeting one area and developing that, and actually noticing what people are saying around you. The reason why I actually entered my first competition was because, you know, someone in Toastmasters said, Joyce, I think you should compete. And I was just like, me? No, I'm just doing this just to improve myself. I'm not doing it to compete. And he said, no, I think you can represent the club, so go for it. And I said, okay. You know, won that level, and then went to the next level, and then went to the next level. And I just thought, wow, but the growth during that, it was extraordinary. It was, sometimes you don't grow until you're pushed and you are put under pressure that you can't escape from. And I'm a committed person, so when I say yes to something, or so you know, if I say yes to something, I am here, I am ready. I don't want to disappoint. So, you know, once I've committed to something, then that's it, because I am my word. So if I've said something, then, you know, I want to run with that. And so confidence grew over time, and it was what I was saying to myself, what I was confessing to myself, what I was believing, you know, God was saying about me, and then other people started saying a similar thing. So then it started to align, and that's how it grew. And I've been put in, you know, challenging situations, especially working with young people as well. You know, they put you on the spot, but you got to be quick and know what you're about.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I want to kind of touch on that a bit. What is the most challenging situation? You said you come across challenging situations just in relation to public speaking now. So there are some people, I think you know, with statistics, right? This is not even part of this.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
People make up a lot of statistics, don't they? Like, you know, they can just on the spot, they'll be like 100% of people say that they are afraid of the dark. You know, it's just like, hold on, where did you get that from anyway, type of thing. But I have heard it say, I don't know how valid it is, but the majority of people are more afraid of public speaking than they are of death. Now, I don't know who they asked. I don't know who they asked. I don't know how many people. I don't know the size of the poll, what statistics was run on the, you know, the correlations, whatever, you know. But what has been your personal experience in terms of that fear factor? Is it the size of the crowd? Is it the how well prepared you are when you get on stage? Is it, have you had hecklers? Have you had anybody there that's kind of showing, has it ever happened? I don't know.
Well, in relation to public speaking specifically, I have spoken in front of, you know, I can't remember what the biggest crowd was, but I remember one time I spoke in front of a Bournemouth crowd. It was over 100 people, and, you know, that was nerve-wracking. But I tell you what takes away or reduces the nerves, maybe not takes it away, but two things. The same feelings you feel when you're nervous is the same feelings of excitement. So it's really reprogramming your mind and saying, actually, this nerve is actually excitement. So that also helps. But what helps me the most is knowing that I'm giving something. My confidence grows when I take the attention off myself and actually on what I'm giving. Once you focus on the audience and what you want to give them, you don't really feel nervous anymore, because it's like, what value am I giving? Your focus is on the other. And I know it sounds very selfless, and, you know, but that really is a huge help. If you're focusing on how you look and whether you're taking the right steps. I remember one time I spoke and I was wearing heels. I'm not the hugest fan of heels. I will wear them at times, but I'm a pretty tall lady, so I don't really need them. But, you know, I was wearing heels and I was walking on stage and I was just like, please, I do not want to drop. But as soon as I saw the faces of even just one person in the audience or two people that was really grasping what I was saying, that made it just made the world of a difference. You know, I focused on that and said, you know, I could see that they were really seeping in the value that I was sharing, and that's it. And that's what takes and helps calm the nerves. So that's the advice I will give, definitely. And I've advised other people in the public speaking sphere, and, you know, they tried it and they've said, actually, it works. This is a lot better, and I don't stumble on myself because I'm like, what can I give?
So it's focusing on that one person, isn't it? It's that one or two people that will benefit from what it is that you have to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that audience of one focus, as opposed to what does everybody think? How is everybody feeling? Is this going to be good or not? Actually, you're focused on helping the people.
Yeah, and it's actually, and it's that word focus, you know, in so many, I mean, we're talking about steps to success, focus is really important. You might have someone in the audience sitting with their arms crossed, just staring at you. You have no idea whether they are thinking negative thoughts about you or what's happening at home or how many dishes they need to clean or how many children they need to, you know, you have no idea. So, you know, don't let that person take your energy. You know, you can hear like countless stories of people that have spoken in front of crowds and said, you know, there was one person in the audience that was just frowning. You hear comedians say that, you know, they're not laughing, they're just frowning. But then after, they're just like, that was such an amazing talk. And they're just like, your facial expression didn't show it. Well, they're thinking it. But, you know, so you never know what's going on within someone else's mind. So, you know what, focus on what you're giving and hopefully it's of value.
That's amazing. So step number one, people who are watching, steps to success, focus on what you are giving. That's number one. And I think maybe 1A, can we add 1A in there? Because I think what you just described there is really a lot about mindset, isn't it? It is about mindset and actually choosing to focus on the positive as opposed to focusing on the negative, because the reality is, like you said, you just can't tell what people are thinking, despite the facial expression, despite what it may look like on the outside. Yeah, mindset. That's really good. We've got some shout outs from online. And this week, I've remembered my friends on Facebook who I cannot see their comments on here. So I'm going to connect and I'm going to see their comments live. I've got somebody on YouTube here saying, "Go Joyce." And then somebody else.
Thank you, girl.
And onomatopoeia here. We go, whoop, whoop. I know her. There you go. And then we have someone, I think it's in relation to your last point, someone from Facebook saying that's absolutely correct. So they're with you. We're with you. And oh, goodness me. Right. Okay. So the thing I love about people's journeys as entrepreneurs is the uniqueness of it. Now, your journey is unique. Everybody's journey, everybody who I speak to, their journey is unique. But I love the fact that you kind of had this idea to become a motivational speaker. You entered competition. Someone else suggested it. You did it. And then you become an author. How does that happen? I say that because many people have the idea. A lot of people I talk to, people are saying, yes, I'm gonna become an author one day. You know, there's so many people, they have books inside of them. They haven't done it. You did it. What was that like? How did you become an author?
Oh my goodness, the power of action. It's a lot of people say they want to become an author. A lot of people have books in them. As you just mentioned, you are 100% right. But it's you know, when we think about a goal, you know, it can be overwhelming. We want to, you know, write a book. We want to become an author. That's quite a big goal. But when you break it down and you actually develop your why, so the reason why you want to do it, that is what pushes you on to actually take action and fulfill your goal. So knowing that I wanted to share something, that's my why. I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave someone better than how they were before they picked my book up. I want to leave that inspiration. I want to share a bit of me with someone else. And so that was my why. And so knowing that, you know, I took the action, and it just starts with one word. It just starts with 5 minutes of writing one word down and planning that and then refining that. And in my book, I talk about the diamond process and kind of use that as an analogy to what you need to do when reaching or going towards your goal, those little steps you need to take. And so knowing that really helped me sit down and get writing. Something that I also mentioned in my book, I've actually got my book here. So this is my book, Diamond Steps to Success. And something that I mentioned in this book is that accountability. Now, a lot of people might not be a fan of accountability because then it kind of puts you on the spot. But this is something very big. And I noticed that when I said I wanted to write a book, I told someone in my public speaking sphere that I wanted to write a book, and he held me accountable. And at the times that I wanted to give up, and honestly, obviously, writing a book is not easy. Anyone that's done it knows. I call it my book baby because, you know, it took me 9 months to give birth to, because it is not easy. But someone, when I was about to give up, he said, Joyce, where's the book? And it froze me. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I've made myself accountable. I have to do this. Like, I need to. I've said it, so I need to do it. And so, yeah, that's kind of how the journey to becoming an author progressed.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do, because oh goodness me, let me not get carried away. Should I get carried away? I'm allowed to get carried away. It's my own show. I'm allowed to get carried away. The thing about it is, you know, you think I'm married. My wife, she keeps me in my place. She knows how to keep me in my place. And I'm mindful of what I'm like when I'm not around her. Right. So when I think about kind of cutting loose, I think, no, hold on. So I'm just gonna keep it in the safe zone. No, no, seriously, if I cut loose, I'll enjoy it in the moment, but afterwards I'm gonna hear about it. So what I'll say is the accountability, I think that is a huge thing. Like, that's a huge deal. I say that because, you know, a lot of accountability hinges on culture and people's concept of being under. Because a lot of the people that I know that are strong characters, they are leadership material, they're the people who want to write books, they want to conquer the world, they want to be motivational speakers, they don't bring themselves under anybody. So the idea of actually being accountable to someone is foreign to them. And it's not part of how they think, how they approach things. I mean, is it something that you feel is just kind of across the board, you need to just find an accountability partner? Or are there things that you feel people need to kind of get right first in their expectations, in their mindset, before actually approaching someone to be accountable with? What are your thoughts on that?
Accountability, I think, first of all, you need to have humility. So first of all, you need to know that you don't know everything. You need to have a teachable spirit, you know, to be able to learn and take everything you go through is a learning experience. Everything can be used. And sometimes, and we were talking about this earlier, Ozzy, that, you know, we go through life and it's not big to us, you know, because this is our lives. But to someone else, you know, that could really change their world. So I really think that just having humility and just knowing that actually I don't know everything and I'm willing to learn, then you can, you know, see someone in your sphere, someone that maybe has a level of success that you want to reach or is inspiring to you, motivating to you, and just saying, you know, hey, look, I'm doing this thing. I don't know, maybe I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to go about it. What do I do? And just asking. You never know how many people are willing to help if you just ask. You know, I ask a lot of questions. You know, I study psychology at university, so questioning is my thing. Anyone that knows me, they know I ask a lot of questions because I want to grow in knowledge. I want to understand how things work. And so I think making yourself accountable to those that encourage into your journey. You know, I had an experience even on, you know, writing my book. I spoke to someone and, you know, it was quite discouraging. And I thought, okay, I have to protect what I have here, because I almost let it go. I almost let it go because it wasn't the same as their vision, but that's their vision and I have mine and I have my purpose. And so I'm going to, you know, walk in that path. And now, you know, I've got a book that is helping so many people. So I think it's important to select your accountability buddy, someone that you know will encourage you, someone that you know is on the same journey, someone that's perhaps reached level success. Even if this is contacting someone or just a friend, just saying, hey, I'm doing this, you know, I just wanted to let you know, just confessing that to another person that you're doing something, it goes a long way. It goes a long way.
Wow. Listen to me. Yeah. Love the answer. Absolutely
Don't
love
fool
it.
me with my childhood. Oh, you can.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
So many. Just soak on that, people. If you're watching, if you're listening, soak on that. That might be a point you need to rewind and just listen again. I think it's very important. I think it's gold. Well done. Thank you for that. I know about you that this is not the only thing you do. You're not full-time in the authorship and motivational speaking. You also have a job. And this is the great thing that I love about each individual journey. What you're showing is that you can still do this, even though you have a full-time job. There are many people who say, oh, as soon as I can make enough money to balance my job income, then I'll write my book, or then I will do this, and I'll do the other. You've done it at exactly the same time. And, we refer to it as side hustles, right? And I want you to share just some insights on how you've managed your time. You spoke about the fact that your book was your baby. It took you 9 months. What were the practicalities of kind of going to work, writing? How did you balance your time? And what tips do you feel you kind of went through that you think nobody else should ever do this stuff?
Oh, my goodness. Some of the pain comes back. Okay, so I tend to do quite a few things at the same time. It's actually quite I don't know if it's part of my personality or habit of mine. I just, like to use all my talents and my gifts to, share value and to bring glory. So, I was tempted to say time management, but it's actually task management, and acknowledging that not everything at the same time requires the same effort and energy and time, unless you'll burn out. And I have gone through seasons of burnout, but it's really important to prioritize different tasks. I think, yes, I was working full time, and I am working full time, and it is a challenge. It is a challenge balancing, especially if you pour your all into something. But again, returning back to the why and saying, actually, what do I need to focus on now? What can I commit to now? I just remember the nights of writing chapters and proofreading, and I just remember at a time I came to a brick wall and I said, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know, I just don't want to do this, and I'm overwhelmed and I'm tired. And I had to, and I actually write a little bit about that in the book, and I had to take a break. I had to say, you know what, rejuvenate, take some time out, and then return to it. And again, I made myself accountable, I made myself accountable, and I was able to, pick the race back on. And there was a time that I had to start all over again. And that was like really challenging. But I have to say, through my network marketing journey, previously, it helped me so much on personal development. It is incredible, like just growing yourself and learning and being surrounded by people that are motivated and inspiring and doing things. It just encouraged me to kind of use what I have to leave an impact on the world. So really, to answer your question about kind of managing it all and managing the balls that you're juggling, it's really about prioritizing and knowing what you want to pour your energy into at that time. You can't pour your energy into everything, but knowing that there is a time and space for something, and just being in tune to that. It's really important to be in tune to that and say, actually, this is what I'm going to focus on, and I want to complete it. I want to do it, and this is why I want to do it. And again, going back to the word focus, if you have many things you're doing, then maybe assign time to a project. Assign time. I knew, for example, today I knew that I was going to be speaking, so I said, you know what, I'm going to take a break at this time. And then I'm going to get ready and settle and focus on what I want to share on this live stream.
Brilliant. So time management, prioritize, and rejuvenate. Brilliant. Brilliant. And we're getting comments coming in as well. There's someone here saying, I love the conversation. So proud of you, just look at that. You got a lot of love out there. A lot of love.
Thank you.
Yeah, someone else, a long journey of goals, commitment, visualization. Another whoop. So you get whoop. Before you go whoop, There you
Whoop,
go.
whoop. I got whoop. That's my girl. Thank you.
Okay, and we have very wise words. Joyce, speaking your dreams into fruition is also very important. That's
100%.
interesting, isn't it?
100%. I really like that comment, actually. You know, the power of the word speaking. Your words are so powerful. Something that I write in my book is that it's like a red carpet rolling out before you, you know, for you to walk on. There is so much power in the words that you speak. And you know what? You are surrounded by you 100% of the time. So we really need to say empowering words to ourselves to encourage our belief in what we can do. I think that there is a fine line between humility and self-doubt, or humility and low self-esteem. Like, you know, you can be humble but actually have high self-esteem. You can be humble but actually believe in yourself and believe in the gifts that have been given to you, and really run with that and use it. Sometimes I just think that thinking low of yourself doesn't help people, because then you're scared to share. You don't feel like what you can share is of value, but you never know. What you went through 5 years ago might encourage someone. If you just share that story with them, you have no idea what it could do. So the power of your word is, your words are very, very powerful. And the more you repeat something, the more you believe it. You know, your subconscious mind is always listening. So say empowering words, life and death in the power of the tongue.
That's brilliant. Life and death are truly in the power of the tongue. And it's funny because you mentioned that your words are a red carpet. Your words can also be a grey carpet, or whatever the opposite of red is, like a real strong opposite of red. Yeah. You know, we associate red carpet like celebrities and, you know, premieres and whatever else. But the reality is our words are always true. So if we say that you can't do something, or you're rubbish at something, or you're not able to do something, those words will be true. And you truly won't do that thing. You won't be able to do that thing. So I guess people need to kind of not see it as a gimmick, but just as a reality. Like, this isn't a trick. It's just the realization that actually you are the sum total of the words you speak over yourself.
Absolutely. And I, you know, that's one of the reasons why, you know, in my book, I don't know if you can see it, but there's particular letters that actually sign forth when you there's three.
Yes, I am.
That's it. I am success. So it
very clever.
It illuminates a little bit. And the reason why I did that is because, you know, the power of your words and the power of your confession. When you are feeling low, if you see, you know, I want someone to think that they are success each time they look at my book cover, because once you program your mind to think I am success, then you start walking in a way of success. And as you mentioned at the beginning, success is different to different people, is in, you know, our achievements, or in different ways to different people, but actually fulfilling your purpose. But you have to believe first before you can take any action. If you don't believe, you're not going to take action.
Yeah, very, 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 very true. In your explanation before about time management, you mentioned the skills that you learned through network marketing, some of the inspiring people that you came across through network marketing. I love talking about network marketing because the reality is, you know, there are polarized views out there when it comes to network marketing, as you would know, being a network marketer. But then you hear people like very famous people, well-renowned in the world of motivational speaking and just thought leaders, etc., who swear by it. Some people, even Bill Gates, said that if he was to start over again, he would have done it via network marketing. And I think, here's my 2 pence on it, I think the downfall of network marketing always hinges on the individual that is presenting the business. And it's not so much about the business itself, but that individual, because their intentions, their thoughts, their feelings, their, you know, whatever, that's what people have the experience with. But what people do then, they have a bad experience with that person and associate it with the whole brand. And this is what sometimes pulls down one brand. And also there's a lot of game playing. But anyway, you can talk to me about how have you dealt with that journey as a network marketer, and just talk to me about your experience.
Oh my goodness, the network marketing journey is a journey and a half. Honestly, it is. it could, you know, the best thing since sliced bread, or the worst thing, like as you mentioned. And, you know, it really comes down to the person that is presenting. I mean, different companies have their different benefits. You know, we don't want to knock different companies, but, you know, it's really why are you sharing it with the person? I find that sometimes what is associated with network marketing is people that just want to get people and build their team so then they can, you know, end up being rich. And, you know, that's never been my outlook on the product that I represent. It's never been something that I think, oh, I need to get people. No, it's actually, I'm enjoying this benefit. Like, I want other people to enjoy this. Like, how can someone not know about this? And with that energy and that authenticity, that's how I guess I built my team over time. And it's really just sharing that genuinely. And, you know, I represent a phenomenal product. And so I always like to share the product because, you know, that's what's made the change in my life. And then you have the personal development and you have the business side where you increase your finances. So it's really the intention. One of the greatest challenges for, I think, network marketers are people misperceiving them, just not understanding the truth behind it, the intention behind it. But again, it depends on the person that's presenting. If you can feel that vibe when someone just wants to get something from you, or actually if they're genuinely sharing something with you because they enjoy it and they want you to enjoy that too. And there's a different energy there. You know, I believe that we're all vibrating at a particular energy. There are going to be people that are on this podcast, on this live stream, that we are in sync right now. We're in sync because our energies are, you know, we're vibrating at a similar level. And then there's other people that just won't even log in because their mindset is not there, their vibrational energy is not there. So it really depends on who you're coming across and who you are in the world, how you present yourself in the world. So, oh my goodness, network marketing really teaches you some lessons and makes you build a really tough skin. You have to know what you're about, because the criticism, the rejection from people, oh my goodness, it could, you know, it could really knock you off and knock your self-confidence. But you've got to know what you're about, and that comes with time. And yeah, I just know that journey helped me write my book. It helped me speak to others. It helped me be more confident, because when you face so much rejection, you're just like, well.
Thick skin, this is it. I always find it fascinating to hear, you know, you're in a company. I'm not sure which company you're in. I'm in a company. I know other people in different companies, etc. And I think the people who do well, I've noticed other people that develop that thick skin, but also those people who are really genuinely about helping people. They believe in the product and they're really genuinely about helping the people. So I think that's very fun words. I've got, you've got commendation on Facebook. You see, I've checked in with my Facebook friends whose comments can't show up on here. And I see that Mr. Ronaldo Lawrence, who's also a motivational speaker, also an author, is saying, amazing. I know that feeling. I can't bring it up on the screen, but yeah, he's endorsed.
Thank you.
That's big. That's big.
Thank you. Please let him know that I say thank you. I mean, it's on recording, so I just want to say thank you.
I've got some of the comments here, and I'm doing this now. There's 20 minutes to go left of the show, but I have had shows in the past where I have left the questions till very late on the show. And a certain person, I won't name names of anybody as to who it was. You might know who this person could be, but they mentioned to me in a very nice way, a lovely way, but they said, oh, give more time for the audience to ask questions. And that person, when they were watching the show at that time, they asked about 50 questions. But it was like 100 questions. This one person was trying to ask. So in honor of that person who shall remain nameless, I will now put up this. And it says, type your questions in the comments. So there's plenty of time, you see. And I'm looking at that place on Facebook that doesn't show up on this platform. So I'll get all the questions in for you. So if you want to ask us any questions in relation to being successful, the practical steps you need to take in order to achieve your goals, type your questions in the comments. If you are on Facebook, in one of the locations on Facebook, I will see it on my phone. I got it open, and I will see everybody else. Everybody else, somehow this platform loves you. We can see all your comments here. So go ahead and type those questions in the comments. Ask Joyce anything in relation to her journey as a motivational speaker, in relation to her journey as an author, in relation to her looking good, both in person and on the poster, in relation to network marketing, whatever it is. Pose your questions and put it in the comments.
And I can't see the questions, so I can only
Don't worry. I will bring up the questions in due time, and then you'll see them. But I'll go to a couple of the comments we have. Oh, that's nice. Incredible saying, XD, she is a diamond too. There you go. And then we have someone else saying here, network marketing is such a powerful tool. Personal development, business, and financial freedom all rolled into one. I actually agree with that. And then we have another lady here, Chipapa Makala, who's saying very wise words, very wise words. And then some...
Okay, he knows it very well.
Okay, so somebody here has commented, I bet Joyce asked the questions. I would never expose who the person was that asked all of those
the person
questions.
to expose them like that.
That there is speculation. That comment,
absolutely,
that's speculation.
Absolutely,
we don't know. Someone else is enjoying that.
Yes, I love that interaction here. And
we love the audience. We love the live comments. Keep it coming, guys. So yes, let me refocus. I've got a couple more questions for you. So you spoke about the being an author, being a motivational speaker, speaking in public, how that journey came about. What I want to ask is, what do you feel are, out of all of your experiences, even with your profession? In fact, you haven't told us about your profession. What profession? What's your main profession?
Well, my main profession is in the education sector. So, currently I work as a head of years 12 and year 13, and this is, with sixth form, and, that's a lot to do with goals and helping them kind of figure out and navigate what they want to do in life. And I always tell them it is not just one thing. It doesn't just mean that, you get the good grades and you get a job. I always say you can do apprenticeships, you can do further study, you can go to university, you can run your own business. Like, that's an option now. When I was growing up, I never heard that. I never heard anything about business. I never heard anything about network marketing. I never heard anything about, being an author. That was completely off the cards, based on the feedback that I got when I was at school. So that's one of the things that drives my passion to help young people expand and see the world and see all that's out there and try things and see and grow through them, and just fuel that burning desire for more in life. The world, when you go through life, it can, so many different things happen in life that can cut you down. So many things happen that can be traumatic. Even lockdown for some is, it's traumatic. And so things will try to chip away at who you are and what you have inside you. But, look at what is available, connect with people. I always encourage, again, in my book, I do speak about having like coaches or mentors or your a group of people that are ahead of you. I always, I never think it's a great position to be the wisest one in your circle or the one that is doing the most in your circle, because you're not growing then. That means you're not going to grow, and you can give, but you're not growing. So you need to find another circle that sharpens you and that exposes you to new things and different things. So that's something that I definitely believe in. You are the 5 people you surround yourself with. So choose wisely.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant. There was a delay there because I was writing that down. That's excellent. Really good. My final question is, because we have a couple of questions coming in from the audience. I see them coming in from YouTube and Facebook. But my question is, of all the advice that you've given and all the experience that you've had, what do you feel are some key points that people should have in their locker when it comes to the steps that they take in order to become successful in whatever it is that they do?
Can I reveal that, or do I have to say you have to get my book to find out?
There you go. You know what? I think you can reveal it, and they have to get your book. How about that?
Come on now. Okay,
that?
so what I would definitely say is mindset. It is so important, you know, your mindset. You know, I'm a woman of faith, and I definitely believe in faith and your journey with God. But also, you need a positive mindset. I've met people who have faith but are negative, and that's not helpful. You know, you need to join these two things and run forward. So I would say the mindset, ensuring that you're, you know, we eat every day to fuel our body so we can do things. And so it's the same with our mind. We need to fuel our mind with the right food, nutritious food, so that when we think and when the things that come out of our subconscious mind are actually positive. They're the things that we planted in there. They're the things that we want to be able to kind of share on demand. I can share this with you because of what I've implanted within my own psyche and what I've planted within myself, and recognizing the gifts that have been given. So that's why I can now share that with you. And so I'll say, just making sure you are refining your mindset. You know, this is one of my favorite books, The Compound Effect, because it's little things over a long period of time. 3 Feet from Gold, like, this is to never give up. I'm also very interested in like having positive relationships. So the 5 love languages is really good as well for the relationships that you're in. And one of my favorite is Jack Canfield, The Success Principles. This is an amazing book. It is quite thick, but making sure that you are pouring in to your mind positive and inspirational material, so that when you speak, that energy is felt across to whoever you're interacting with. So that's one of the major tips that I would encourage people to just start with. Maybe it's listening to an audiobook, or maybe it's having an inspiring conversation, or maybe it's watching something inspirational. It's feeding your mind, because your mind is growing, and we have brain elasticity. So actually, with the thoughts that you're thinking have an impact on your on the physical formation of your brain. How incredible is that? We didn't know that, you know, years ago. So, you know, feeding yourself with the nutritious thought plan, and also focusing. It can be really difficult to focus, especially in this day and age. There's so many things going on, social media, your friend is doing this is happening, but actually saying, this is what I want to accomplish. At the end of every year, I review my year, I rate it, and I see what I've learned and what I could improve, and the type of year I want to have ahead. Now, I know all of us didn't really expect the type of year that we're experiencing right now, especially with the whole COVID-19, but actually this has been a great experience for some people, because they've learned, they've grown, they've done something, they've created, they've shared, they've done something during this time to add value to themselves and others. So I think focus, having the right mindset, and just being ready to share value with others. Just the action.
So I can't get past my teenage years.
Brings back memories for me as well. So
yeah, I love it. There's nothing like a good old dragon punch from Red Ken. But yes, my goodness, that's brilliant. I do think that you've given so many practical steps for people today to be able to take away. Just to recap for people who may have missed it from the start. First of all, you're talking about focusing on giving. And we had kind of a sub point to that, which is mindset. And we've kept coming back to mindset. I think that's like a thread throughout everything that's been said today. Then you said to be accountable. That's number 2. And you're saying to ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. And be humble as well. Be humble. I hope my wife is not watching. If she watches,
she'll say, I heard you say.
Okay, let's move on swiftly. And then you said time management. You were saying rejuvenate. So that's people who have a full-time job, and maybe they want to do something else. They want to do a side hustle. It's just managing that time. And actually, if you find yourself so busy with that, just take a step back, rejuvenate yourself, take some time. And again, you mentioned mindset. Other people may have opinions that could derail you and take you off course.
They will have opinions.
Yeah, do you know what? I think for everybody in every circle of friendship that they have, there's always that one person that will tell you to a T the tale of woe in relation to what it is you're fired up about. It doesn't matter what you could say. One day you're fired up about matchsticks. Actually, that's too easy. That one's too easy.
Yeah,
you're fired up about potatoes. Some say potatoes, but they will find some story. They usually result in death as well. Have you noticed that? Someone died. Like, it's never like it's not a good idea. So if someone actually died, you know, it's like, but there's always that one person in every circle who will tell you whatever it is that you're doing, you can't do it. You don't do it. But yeah, I think that's very powerful. What you shared. And then you're talking about growth circles, making sure that you're the sum total of the people you surround yourself with. Very good advice. And then review I like that. So it's kind of reviewing and looking back, taking stock, and then being able to set new targets. Sorry, I've had an interruption here from someone on YouTube saying Yellow Ken? Yellow Ken? I mean, come on. Yellow Ken. Sorry, this is a Street Fighter comment. If you didn't know, Street Fighter comment.
Okay, can you do your thing?
Red Ken all the way. Anybody who can testify to that, please type in the comments. Red Ken or Yellow Ken. Which one would you choose? I say Red Ken all day. His dragon punches are just more powerful.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. The same person said, Julian Tony said, annual review, that deserves a dragon punch. Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Okay, let's go to the questions from the audience now. So we have a question from Ronaldo, who's on Facebook. He's asking, are you thinking of writing a new book?
This has been a question that has come towards me. I think in the future, I am definitely thinking about writing something that, again, adds value and is not just, any book, but something that shares my experience. I want to share part of myself with someone else. So it's in my psyche. Something's working in the background.
Yeah, okay. The seed has been planted, and Ronaldo has just added some power grow in there. It's some power grow. I like that. So a book is coming. Okay, so I have a nice question here from Power Up on YouTube. So asking, if you could speak to any audience in the world, who would you choose to speak to and why? Any audience in the world, who would you choose to speak to and why?
If I could choose to speak, I would speak to those people who don't think that they can do the things that they actually were designed to do. Right. So really, the people that don't know what step to take, don't know what goal to, or the steps to reach their goal, or a bit confused, or in that limbo where they're working full-time and then part-time entrepreneur and side hustle, people that represent me, because then when I share my story, it will connect with them and it will make a change. If I speak to people that don't identify with me, then I don't know if I can leave that much of an impact. So I always, when I speak, even again with the young people, even though I'm not as young as them, oh gosh, but I remember that time and I bring them back to a time when I was in that position so they can connect. I've learned so much from working with young people. You can speak to them and chat, but actually they want to know about you. They want to know about your journey. And when you connect, and this is with adults as well, you connect on an emotional level, then really change can come about. So really people who are seeking more, don't know really where to start, and just need that inspiration, that person to believe that they can. I don't think we have enough people in the world that say, actually, you can, and this is how you can do it. And I'm journeying with you, and it's okay if you fall. It's all right. Get back up, and we'll run again. And it's okay for you to make mistakes. It's okay, because this is the journey. So those sorts of people.
I love that. I love that answer. I would have just said somewhere tropical, somewhere that pays all expenses, pay business class.
Tropical, yes, please.
But you're purist. You're like all about the people. This is great. This is good. That's good.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, I too would answer like Joyce just answered now. Just answer. I would say that really. That I would. as long as it is all expenses paid business class.
That's right. Hopefully
so we have another question here. And that question is, what topic would you like to public speak about? So if you were on a TED Talk, so we're speaking now. When you are on a TED Talk.
Hey, come on now.
When you are on a TED Talk, what are you going to talk about?
Oh my goodness.
Right,
goodness. Yeah, the heat is really coming through. Thank you, Yik, for that question. I think a desire of mine is to be on a TED Talk. So I visualized that, and I've had a picture in that situation. But if I was to share something with the audience, it will be something to do with my transformation from where I started and how I was as a young person, but actually growing into a confident woman. Not confident in all areas. I still have, a way to grow in different areas, but actually that journey of growing to love you, growing to love yourself, growing to know that you are whole and you have value to share, and really encouraging people to look within and, not just consume, but actually look within and say, actually, what have I been gifted with? You've been given talents. Don't bury it. Do something with it. And that's what my talk will really be about, but also entail my journey and how that has been my experience. And hopefully through that, inspire other people to rise up and make a change.
Amazing. Do you know what? I'm going to put out a plea. Let's make this happen. If you want to see Joyce on a TED Talk, let's make this happen. What you don't realize is actually you don't just get on TED Talks. You actually have to be nominated. People have to vouch for you. People have to fill in the form and say, I want this person to speak because. So I want everybody who's watching this that believes Joyce needs to be on a TED stage. I want you to get on the TED website, find somewhere, I don't care what country it is, because she will fly out business class to wherever it is, all expenses paid, to talk at a TED Talk. But let's recommend her. Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. I'm not going to rest. Until this thing has come to
I'll see. Yeah, no, serious. Thank you so much.
Let's make this happen, because I want to see that. I want to see that happen. You want it to happen. I want it to happen. People are watching. They want it to happen. Let's make it happen. Okay. So there's a very good question here that has come through from Adventurous Amy, and she's asking, how do you persevere when it's taking a while to see results from your hard work? This is a very, 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 very good question, because a lot of people do kind of stop. Almost, you know, the old digging for gold analogy, where someone is digging and digging and they're digging for months, spending all their money, and they're this close. They're like an inch away from a gold. Aha, look at that, 3 feet from gold. She had the book ready to hold up as I was speaking. But this question literally relates to that. What's your answer to this?
Such a great question, Amy, and it happens to all of us. You know, it does take a while to see results for anything worthwhile. So I think it's really important, again, I mentioned in my book, celebrating your successes, because, you know, it's that journey, that step. You know, if you're studying and, you know, not many people are studying around you, that's an achievement. If you're working, if you're creating a clothing brand, if you're doing something, that's worth celebrating. So it's difficult to persevere when it's always so hard, and when it's, you know, that's our mindset. But actually, that's also in reality what's happening. It is hard, and you're working hard, and you're persevering, and nothing's happening. But I always like the story of the bamboo tree, where the seed is planted and the man waters and nothing happens. People are laughing at him. People are saying, well, you're crazy. People are calling him names. His wife isn't believing in him, and he keeps on watering. And he keeps on watering and nothing is happening. And it's only after 4 years, there's a little sprout. There's just a little sprout and nothing more, where he continues to water. And eventually after 7 years, that bamboo tree grows strong and tall and is useful for so many things. And he's like, who is laughing now? I am the one laughing, because I have poured in and it sprouted. Sometimes it's like that. I remember when I was younger, and I would work in positions that just were not who I was. Literally, I was just like, God, what is this? You know, I knew there was so much more to give, but there was something that was happening in that experience, that growth of patience, that endurance, that knowing and believing and hoping that better was to come, and eventually working my way up. And actually, as I tend to find myself, you know, the only dark-skinned black female in a certain environment, but actually I look around and I say, you know what, well done for doing that, because it's not been easy. It's not been easy, but you know what, thank God. And continue to celebrate and continue to say, actually, this is something worthwhile to be recognized. And so just recognize that. I say that with passion, because throughout my life, I found it difficult to celebrate my successes. I was just like, next thing, go, go, go. But actually, that small step that you've taken is worth celebrating, is worth recognizing. And I think the more we do that, the more we recognize other people on their journey as well, and actually say, actually, what they're doing is pretty big for them right now. And that's what's going to lead to something greater. So, you know, even though you don't see the results of your hard work straight away, celebrate what you are doing, the fact that you've done that report, the fact that you've managed to land that job, the fact that you started a podcast, the fact that you started a business, the fact that you've even tried. So many people don't even try. They don't even try. So the fact that you've done that, that's big. So recognizing.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And we get the sound effects in here. Brilliant. I love it. You know, when it comes to celebrating the small steps, I'm terrible at that. I really am. I'm terrible. I'm just like, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? I've done that. What's next? I'm just super fun.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm similar to you in the sense that I have so many things going on at the same time. I'm super busy, but I think I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to, after this show, I'm going to finish this show and I'm going to celebrate.
Yeah,
celebrate right here.
Honestly, I was thinking about it. I was just like, how am I going to celebrate this success of actually featuring on Edurate Education? I'm going to get myself an ice cream. I don't know. It doesn't even have to be something huge. It might be.
What we're going to do. I'll tell you what, Joyce. After I end the live stream, I'm going to put on some music. Yeah, and we're going to just enjoy. We're going to enjoy. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate. That's happened after a live stream.
It's like you just hear us like dancing and like we're actually dancing on screen. So
yeah, quite literally. Listen, Joyce, it's always sad to bring these things to close, but I am really appreciative of your time today and the fact that you have shared so much wisdom with us. What I want to do is I'm going to actually bring up this and show everybody your website. So if you want to get yourself a copy of Diamond Steps to Success, see, now that you've mentioned it, I can't help but seeing that I am successful. You see?
Right?
See what you did there? It's good. It's real good. But if you go to joyceoyedele.com, you'll be able to visit the website and you'll be able to learn more about Joyce. You'll be able to get yourself a copy of the book. You also have a podcast as well. People will be able to listen to that. And look at that, only 9 nights. What? That's a bug and a half. You know, so get yourselves onto the website, connect with Joyce using the links below. You can visit her YouTube channel at Diamond Steps to Success, or catch her on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Joyce Oyedele. So guys, this show has been phenomenal. If you have enjoyed today's show, please show some appreciation and let us know in the comment section. I'm going to remove this from there, and let's just give Joyce one last round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us. You've got something to say. Big up, Joyce. I remember when you started. I don't know how to say that. Do I say big up, Joyce? Big up.
Big up. Big up, Joyce. Thank you, Alex, for that.
Big up.
I'm not sure. I made myself accountable to Alex as well.
Big up, Joyce. I remember when you started writing Diamond Steps to Success, inspiring. I think that's how I should have done it the first time, right? I think so, maybe. But there we go. Big up, Joyce. We have appreciations as well. Ronaldo saying amazing. People are commenting. Joyce, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I've really learned a lot. I know that our audience has appreciated it and learned a lot. And I would love to have you back sometime as well in the future if you're available.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share with others and just for the questions and the interaction and just the bouncing off each other. It's just been amazing. It's lifted my energy even more. So some people say it's not possible. I'm quite an energetic person, but I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to share. It's you're leaving a legacy, and many lives will be changed. So thank you for being an example.
Thank you. Such kind words. I appreciate it. Thank you, Joyce. Everybody say goodbye to Joyce. Thank you so much. Hang on, because we're going to have a party afterwards, by the way. Yeah. I'm going to invite my wife. I'm going to invite I think
everyone, come on.
Turn it down, but on this side, I'm just going to enjoy that. Thank you so much, Joyce. Thank you. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's show. Today's show has been all about having tangible, practical steps to success. And Joyce has given us so much to think about, so much to put into action when it comes to our own journeys as entrepreneurs, as people who are starting side hustles, just like Joyce did. There is nothing that should stop you from achieving your dreams and your goals and your personal measure for success. So go out there and be great. Next week, we have a man who is a photographer, Ron Foster, who is from America. This man's journey, he's a photographer now. He does imagery and things like that, but he has had a journey. Let me tell you that. Tune in next week to hear his story and everything that he has to share, because it is going to be fire. It is going to help you on your journey to develop yourself to become all that you can be. But guys, thank you so much for joining us today in the Holding Block for Tuesday Night Live. Take care, God bless, and have yourselves a great week. Take care.